Hello, everybody. This is Mr. Walker. Our topic today is problem solving that involve multiplication problems. And the kind of problems, we're going to do 6 problems today. I'll try to move quickly. And they are from state tests that have been released. They're available on the internet from previous years. Okay. Directions, type your answer in the box. So obviously we won't be typing, but this is when you take a test on a computer, we would have to write the answer there in the box. Kristen poured 6 ounces of lemonade into each of 19 glasses. Exactly how many ounces of lemonade did Kristen pour into all these glasses? Okay. This one doesn't look too bad. Let's find some of our important information. So she poured 6 ounces of lemonade into, I see where it says each of 19 glasses. Exactly, because that implies that this is not going to be a estimating or rounding. They want an exact answer. Exactly how many ounces of lemonade did she pour into all of these glasses? Notice that this particular problem does not say that you have to multiply. Even though we see that we're doing multiplication for this video, on an actual test, you would have to make that decision. So the word each would imply that either you're going to be adding 6 19 times or that you're going to multiply. All right, let's try a traditional method for this. So this would be 19 times 6. 9 times 6 is 54. Remember that 54 is a 2-digit product, so we would regroup the 5 tens, put our 4 right there. And then 6 times 1 is equal to 6. But we need to add that to our regrouped 5. We could say 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, which I can write right here. So exactly how many ounces of lemonade did she pour into the glasses? Into all of these glasses. So that would be, the answer would be 114 ounces. So if you were typing on your computer, you would type in 114. Not a lot of directions on this one. 53 times 18, that's pretty straightforward, is closest to, okay. Well, obviously the word closest is important, and that implies that this is estimating where we're going to be rounding. Also, notice your answers, that each of your answers, I'm seeing a lot of zeros. And usually when your answers have a lot of zeros, that's another hint that it's probably going to be estimating. It's not always, but the combination of the word closest and those zeros for all of these, this is an estimating problem. So we could say that 53, and then it tells us that this is multiplication, of course, times 18. Of course, we remember our strategies for rounding. We have a 4-step strategy of underline your place value, boxing that place value and the digit to the right. The circle represents that you then would round that number that you draw in the box, and then you would remember the rules for left and right. Well, these are two-digit problems, so really a lot of this, we really just have to round. I'm going to show that on a chart, 53 and 18. 53 rounds to 50, and 18 rounds to 20. So we said 18 rounds to 20. And then we would multiply our rounded numbers. We said that we can just do our solids. 5 times 2 is 10. And then we just have to count our zeros, 1, 2, and then write. So 53 times 18 is closest to 1,000, which I see for H. A school choir sold 825 tickets for a concert. Each ticket costs $9. What is the total cost of all the tickets sold? I take a quick scan of my answers. I don't see a lot of zeros, so I'm thinking this is, more than likely an exact answer. So I'm seeing here 825 tickets. That's probably important. I see the word each. It usually implies it's going to be multiplication or division. Each ticket costs $9. Okay, that's important. What is the total cost? So we don't have the total. So again, that's really pointing at our multiplication. So what's the total cost? Okay, so this problem is going to be 825 times 9. Let's use an expanded form strategy for this. So we said 825 times 9. We know that 825 in expanded form would be 800 plus 2 tens, which is 20, plus our 5 ones. And then each of these we have to multiply by the 9. And we can multiply these in any order. I'll start with our 5 times 9. That is 45. 20 times 9, 2 times 9 is 18. We'll count the 1, 0, and write that. And then 8 times 9 is 72. And then we count our 2 zeros and put those in. Now we want to add. If I can scooch this up a little bit. So and then 180 and our 45. Now we're going to add our ones. We add our tens, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We'll regroup our 1 here. So we have 2, 3, 4, and then 7. So the total cost of all the tickets sold was, and my dollar sign is $7,425. Oh, well, great, right up here. So that would be A, and it would not be these others. At a store, flower pots cost $28 each, which is closest to the total cost of 72 of these flower pots, okay? So let's see, $28. I see that word each, which is always a clue that it's going to be multiplication, possibly division. Let's just see what the other clues are. I see closest. I'm thinking this is estimating, rounding. 72, but then I see this word total. Remember, when you don't have a total and you have that word each, it's probably going to be multiplication. When you do have a total and it says each, it's probably division. Also notice once again that our answers have these zeros, which is a clue that this is a estimating problem. Okay. So I'm looking at 28 times 72. And because of the word closest and my zeros here, this is going to be an estimating problem. I know that 28 rounds to 30 and 72 rounds to 70, but just let me show you. 28 will round to 30, and then 72 rounds to 70. Three times 7 is 21. And 1, 2. So let's see, the total cost, so this is money problem, so this is $2,100 or $2,100, and I'm seeing that down here for answer D. Okay, that's not going to be these other ones. Carl does 25 sit-ups 3 times a day, which is, by the way, good for you, Carl. That's probably we should all. I know I could probably use to do that too. That would be great. What is the total number of sit-ups that Carl does in 7 days? Looking at my answer. Looking at my answers, I don't see any zeros there, so I'm not seeing any clues that this is a rounding problem. I think this is an exact answer. So 25 sit-ups 3 times per day, but then I notice it also says over here 7 days. And what is the total? So this is going to be multiplication. Total number that he does in 7 days. Okay, I got to figure out what he does in 1 day, which is this right here. So let's do 25 times 3, and let's try a traditional method of multiplication. So we're going to go 25 times 3. Well, really, you could even think if you had quarters, and 3 quarters is 75 cents, but let me just show you the math anyway. 3 times 5 is 15. I'm going to regroup. 3 times 2 is 6. And you can see that when I add that together. However, don't be tricked. Notice that 75 here, but this is not your final answer. Remember, we need to find out how many in 7 days. This is just for 1 day. So for 7 days, we have another step. We're going to take this 75 and put it up here, right? And go 75 times our 7. And again, let's use a traditional strategy. 5 times 7 is 35. So I regroup my 3. And then 7 times 7 is 49. I'm going to add that together. I could use pin dots. 1, 2, 3, 49, 50, 51, 52. So the total number of sit-ups that he does in 7 days is 525 sit-ups. And do we have that over here somewhere? 525. Yep, I'm seeing it right here for answer D. So a little bit tricky because if you didn't look at it carefully, you may have accidentally put your answer here, but there really was that extra step where we really multiplied 2 times. Last problem. Not too bad on the directions, right? That's about as straightforward as you can get. 54 times 27, and clearly we want an exact answer. Let's try an area model where we draw, multiply, and add for the 54 times 27. Okay. 54 is 27. Let's see if we can get this model okay. Doesn't have to be perfect. And I know that because I have 1, 2, 3, 4 place values here, that we're going to need 4 of our boxes. Up here, I'm going to go 54, expanded form for 54, which would be 50 plus 4. And then here is going to be my bottom number, which is going to be 27, but it's really 20 plus 7. 7, I can add a little. And then we would, of course, be multiplying that. All right. You can do this in any order. 2 times 5 is 10. And then count your 2 zeros. So that's 1,000. 20 times 4 would really be 2 times 4 is 8. And add your zeros, 80. 7 times 50 would be 7 times 5 is 35. And then count your 0 and write your 0. And finally, 7 times 4 is 28. Now what we're going to do is, our last step is we're going to add these numbers. So I have 1,000, 350. It doesn't matter what order, but I'm going to put 350 next, and 80. Oops, sorry. And sorry about that. And then 28. Then we add 0 plus 0 plus 8. I'm going to go with some pin dots here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ready? You say 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Regroup. 3, 4, and 1. So our answer for this one would be 1,458. And I'm seeing that right here for H, 1,458. So that's our problem solving for today for multiplication. Oops, sorry, I'm shifting you all over the place there. All right, guys, we'll see you later. Thank you.